What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Help with Natalie Cuomo. I am so happy. I am joined by the amazing Xia Anderson. How are you, Xia?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you so much for having me back on again. I'm always love doing this podcast. It's so fun, and it means I get to see you. So it's like a win-win.
I'm so happy that you're here.
Me
oh, my
too.
God. I was just saying that I look like a ferret today.
You don't look like a ferret. I was literally just having a conversation with someone on OnlyFans. It was this week we were talking about it because I guess he was telling me about this model that he used to date, and he was like, this girl was like miles. I don't know what he looks like, but he's like, this girl was miles out of my league. I don't know how I got her, but he goes, she had such a terrible self-esteem, and we're talking about how some of the most beautiful women have the worst self-esteem, and it's something that I noticed too. It's crazy. Like, you're gorgeous. But like you look at yourself and you're like, I look like a ferret or whatever it is. You notice all of your flaws, and I'm not saying that not beautiful women don't do it too, but it's wild because you look at this woman, you're like, holy shit, she's stunning. And she's looking in the mirror being like, I look like a ferret. And you're like, what?
I know. It's crazy.
Yes.
Literally, my therapist said on the phone, he's like, despite your facade of like any type of like, I can see through you, Natalie. And I was like, I know. It's so hard. I don't know if it's just attractive women. It's just that like you notice more of the dissonance. I feel like society just shits on women all day long.
They really do. It's fucking batshit. I noticed that a lot also on social media. And social media is just a lawless wasteland of garbage anyway.
It's a battlefield.
It's insane. But you see, and not often do you see what the person actually looks like in their profile pictures, but sometimes you do. And it's this guy commenting on this really gorgeous girl about how, she's too skinny, she needs to eat a cheeseburger, or maybe if she lost, whatever the shitty comment is about this really beautiful woman, you look at them and you're like, you are a hideous man, sir. And normally I wouldn't talk mad shit to you because I think that's crap. But the fact that you are talking about someone that you could never in your life get because you look like a monster and you're just ugly on the inside now is basically what you're telling me. So I don't feel bad.
It is. I know. It's so hard because there's just nothing right you can say back.
No.
There's nothing right.
There really isn't.
And it's yesterday I really did a good job of the digital detox, you guys, that you recommended. I did a good job, and I almost felt like I was forgetting something. Like this morning I woke up, I did all the stuff that I like usually do on my phone for work, but I didn't scroll, and I had this like, I didn't like peruse.
Ooh.
But I had this feeling like I'm forgetting something. I felt like, oh, there's something I forgot to do, but it's not. The thing that I forgot to do was like waste my mental energy just like scrolling. Like, do you ever get that?
Yeah, no, I do that. That's one of the words. Nick calls it faffing. He's like, oh, you're just faffing.
What
again.
does that mean? Where did he get that word?
No
Is it just like a sound?
I guess.
Like, faff. Like I can just imagine like a fat Pokemon going while they're scrolling.
It's a faff Pokemon.
It's a fast Pokemon.
I don't know where he got that from, but I'm constantly, I wake up in the morning and I just scroll through Instagram or Twitter, and then I find something that people are fighting over, and I get myself worked up, and I'm like, why am I doing this?
What the hell?
Yeah, and I've been reading these books about how to like maximize your time, and one of the things, and as we both know, and anyone in this industry and most industries at this point, you have to be on social media.
Right.
So it does have to be like a certain part of your day when it comes to, but your day should be spent doing things that are good for you, like your posts and commenting and interacting and things like that.
Right.
And then when you're done with that, you put it away.
And it almost makes me understand why like people have others doing their social media, because it's like, sure, it takes like 5 minutes to post something, right? But also just that alone going on there is like a toxic like goop of like shit that pours out onto your face. Me logging in, opening the app of Twitter, I immediately see all of my shit mentions that are like, oh, wow, listening to you talk is worse than watching my shit decompose in the toilet. And I'm like,
Jesus Christ.
Wow, cool. You must have some sexy ass shit. Like, can I fuck your shit?
And those are the things that you want to say. You're like, I want, but then
I had a moment where I really roasted someone sometimes if people like, I had a dark moment on Thursday where someone like roasted me on Twitter, and I just DM'd them, and they like backed off and apologized, and they thought that we were cool, but I just blocked them. But I don't want to do that, and that's how I know. I was like, okay, I need a digital
take a break.
detox.
Take a break. It's a lot of, like you said, it's a lot of shit coming at you. It's hard not to get, the people that are like, oh, it doesn't affect me, blah, blah, they make it look really easy. And I know you could probably get to that point. I'm working really hard at it, but it's hard not when you open your mentions and you see a bunch of shitty stuff about you. It's hard to just shrug it off.
The people who say that doesn't affect me don't get it.
I don't think
they don't get it. Like, they've never been attacked like that. So it's like, okay, sorry that you're not, like, people aren't talking about you enough to, like, be shitting on your face 24/7. I feel like once I get through this point in my life, nothing can hurt me. I think back to, like, even a year ago, the shit I would obsess over, the shit I'd talk about in therapy, the stuff that bothered me. If any of that happened now, I would laugh, because the stuff that I've gone through in the last year has been so traumatic. It's nothing compared to other things that I've gone through. Like, I can't even imagine, like, 2 months from now, 4 months from now, 6 months from now, how fucking strong my exterior is going to be for anything that's coming at me. I'm like a turtle.
You're like, I'm just going inside of my shell. I'm going to be fine. Fuckheads. Peace. Like, see you later. No, I agree. The worse you go through, eventually it builds up a wall or a shell.
Right.
and eventually the little things stop bothering you as much. It definitely does. And it helps if you don't look at stuff. Like, I just stopped looking at it's hard when it's Twitter because they mention you or they reply to something.
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot. I think probably being on bigger shows, it's been a lot more recently too. That's like, I look at it and I'm like, oh, this is constant. This is all the time. But it definitely, the more you see it, the less you get kind of numb to it. You're like, oh, this is just some fucking, like, your picture isn't, a cartoon. Your picture's a cartoon. You're just hiding behind a keyboard. You would never say this to my face.
Yes, exactly. It is funny when you, like, see who the person is, or when, like, you get to know the people that live online. Like, I feel like kind of I've gotten to know people that live online, and I'm like, I mean, everyone's a human. Everyone is struggling. Like, being alive is hard.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot that comes with being alive.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, just the simple tasks of getting through the day are hard for people, myself included. Not now because I'm perfect, but
yes, goddamn.
I don't know. Like, we're all on this boat together, and it's sad that, like, people forget that.
We're everything that's wrong with the world. It's humans. Like, we're the reason that stuff's fucked up. We're the reason that there's wars. We're people are constantly fighting over which system is going to work better. You get the people who are like, I'm for not communism. What's the other thing? Where they want everybody to be on equal footing. What is that called? It's not quite communism, but
socialism?
Socialism, thank you. Sorry, you have the people arguing for socialism versus capitalism, and you have them both arguing on either side. And I think that either system could work very, very well. It's not the system that's the problem, it's the people. You're always going to have greed. You're always going to have people who want more than everybody else. You're always going to have people who are evil or fucking out to get people. It's the people that fuck everything up. We are the reason we can't have nice things.
I know.
We're the reason. And it's because, and you see it on a smaller scale of how shitty people are to each other on social media. And that's just one way to see it, because we've never really got to see that before. Social media is pretty new in its life. So this is a recent thing. And you really get to see just on a small level of, if people were just cooler to each other, there would be none of this.
It just takes a magnifying glass to, like, the worst qualities in humans.
Yes.
And it's, like, outside of that. So, like, my mom, she got a concussion, like, a couple weeks ago. She was leaving her house, and it was, like, a really snowy day. She slipped on the stairs outside her house, and she, like, fell and banged her head. And she, like, she was afraid to move because she, like, hurt her neck and her head, and she was, like, scared that she's 65. She was, like, scared if she moved. And I was at the time living, like, 45 minutes away from her, so I kind of wouldn't get there in time. And there was a guy that was, like, lived on her block that was walking by her and just, like, sat with her until an ambulance came.
Oh,
I know.
that's
and
nice.
He didn't know her at all. He just, like, sat with her, and she called me, and she's like, yeah, this guy is, like, sitting with me and blah, blah, blah. He, like, brought me a blanket and all this stuff. And it made me think, like, I want to be with the type of person that would sit with a stranger who fell and hurt their head. Like, that's the type of people that I, like, want in my life, and the type of people that I want to be. Like, it's that those are the qualities that matter. Like, yes, I want to be funny. I want to be beautiful. I want to be, like, cool. But at the end of the day, I also want to have a good heart and be a kind person. And that's, like, what matters. And, like, when life happens, that's when you start to think about those things. And it's like, I don't know. That's when you start to like assess like who's in your life.
Yep. Well, and also I think another thing that I've been thinking about a lot recently too is that I don't know why. It's been the past couple of years where I've really been thinking about it more and more. Life is like really, really short.
Right?
So short. The amount of time that we have here is almost nothing. And the fact that like 30 years have gone by since I've been alive, looking back on it, I'm like, that went by so insanely fast. I can't imagine how quick the next 30 years are going to go by. And then before you know, and that's if you even get to live to be old. You know, like there are people who die young all the time. And it just seems like such a waste of time with this small amount of time on earth that you're just going to be a nasty, shitty person. I don't understand those people. I guess it's because they're miserable. They want other people to be miserable.
Or like, why does insulting other people get you off? Like, why is that like sadism something that like, listen, like I have done every single crazy thing in the bedroom aside from shit play that you can think of. Like I really have done every single crazy thing. I get there is a time and a place for letting go of your sadomasochistic tendencies.
Yeah.
There is therapy. There is a time and a place for like letting go and processing those things. But just like being a mean person, it's not, it just doesn't make sense to me to like take your sickness and spit it out on other people that way.
Yeah. It's very bizarre. The same thing. And I'm not talking about joking, and I'm not talking about comedians making jokes and things like that's a completely different thing. And I've seen some jokes that, yeah, they might be nasty. It takes a lot to offend me. When
right.
I can't even remember a time that I've actually been offended by a joke or something that was meant to be funny, or at least attempting to be funny.
Right.
I'm talking about like people who are legitimately nasty and they say things like go kill yourself, or just actually it's like you're not being funny. There's no punchline here. You just said something really fucked up.
It's about the intention.
Yes.
Very often.
Very much about the intention. Yeah.
Like I think I actually got in an argument with like a friend yesterday because he said something that like really hurt my feelings, and I knew he didn't mean to, but it like really hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't get mad at him because I knew that wasn't his intention, but like it still hurt my feelings, so you have to communicate that. And that's kind of just like what happens sometimes. Like the intention does matter, but like
feelings also matter. I was talking to Nick about this on one of the episodes of Unqualified Experts, because he's very much he's a great dude, but he's very much a dude. And he forgets a lot of the time that you have to take women's feelings into consideration.
Right.
So we were answering, I can't remember what the question was, but we were answering something about a girl who had her feelings hurt by something her boyfriend did. And he was just like, I don't understand what the big deal is. Doing that like typical dude thing. And Nick does that all the time. It's like you need to, I understand where you're coming from, because you're just going in this logical way. Like men a lot of times argue with logic, and a lot of the times they just think about it in a logical way, like, well, this shouldn't matter to you because it's not a big deal. And within reason, you need to respect the way your partner feels, though. And I think that's something that guys forget to do. They forget to realize that, oh, this is another human being who has feelings, and sometimes I could hurt it inadvertently. So it's not, I feel like it's not a hard thing to do, to just say, hey, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. That was not my intention, and I'm sorry that I did. And that's a very quick, easy way to be like, oh, okay, yeah. So you're acknowledging somebody's feelings. That's it. That's really all that we're looking for.
Yeah, just like validating that, like, I acknowledge that you exist, what you feel is real.
Yes.
Like what you're experiencing is valid and it makes sense, and you're not crazy for feeling that. Like that's really simple shit like that is fucking helpful and kind.
Yes,
like
yeah.
It's really simple to be a nice person.
Especially to people that you care about.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not actively going out there to try to make someone feel like shit out in life, but I'm also not responsible for the way everyone else feels either. I'm talking about people who are close to me.
Right.
Like, especially when you do things that are podcasting or comedy or whatever, you're going to say something that's probably going to bother someone. So that's why it's also good to, that's why I like that a lot doesn't offend me, because I don't want to go around being like, oh, why did this person say this thing? It's like, doesn't actually have any bearing on my life. That's just something else that someone said.
That's a good point. Like, I do feel like there are definitely jokes that I make that are offensive to people. There are things that I say on stage that, like, I insult the crowd all the time. And, like, I say stuff like that. And it is in the vein of joking. And I think a lot of people that comment nasty shit would be like, it's a joke, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, so
there's a difference.
It is a difference. And there is, like, a fine line. Not that fine. There is a permanent marker Sharpie line between, like, it really is a matter of intention. Like,
Yeah.
when I saw that Tool concert, what I really liked what Waynard said in the beginning, and he was like, and this is so cheesy and like so simple, and I feel like it's something that comedians don't always think about. But he kind of like set an intention for the set in the beginning. He was like, there's a lot of fucked up things happening in the world right now, but like, let's be selfish right now and let's try to have a good time, and this is for us, and let's enjoy this.
I like that. I love Maynard. He's fucking, he's the
Did I say Waynard instead of Maynard?
That's okay. I wasn't sure if you had actually said that. Maynard is awesome.
You know what? He looks like he could go either way.
He looks like he could go either way. He has one of those names.
Yeah.
Faces, I mean.
Today I decided I'm dyslexic, so.
It happens. It's been a long week.
I just feel like that intention, like, yeah, comedy, we joke about dark things. We talk about, like, dark shit sometimes, but also that doesn't mean that it shouldn't be fun. Like, I feel like if I went into every set with like this intention of like, okay, but like, I'm going to talk about some dark stuff, but I'm going to make it like, but I'm trying to bring light to it. I'm trying to like create this space for all of us together, and like setting that like communal intention was like, it sounds cheesy, it sounds simple, but it was really awesome. And I noticed it's something not a lot of comedians do. Like, I see a lot of people getting angry at the audience, or just like creating this kind of like friction, which sometimes people deserve, but and sometimes I do it too, but it just like, I was really inspired by that, like that intention that he set in the beginning.
No, that's really cool. I like that. When I got to see them in 2007, he didn't do that, but also I don't remember what was happening in 2007, but I don't know if it was quite what's happening now.
The stock market was about to crash.
That's what it was. He's like, rich people are going to be fucked over. So let's just have a good time. But it's also with comedy and comedians, there's a huge difference between, a comedian, especially a good comedian, and also I forgive people who, especially people who are trying to be comedians, when they're trying to land a joke and it just doesn't quite land, and you're like, oh, that wasn't funny, but I see what you were trying to do. Right. Everybody has to bomb. It's not, you can't, not all, even fucking great comedians. Jim has been posting videos of him bombing. It's really funny. I love when he does that. But I think what a lot of comedians do that people who on the internet think they're being funny are failing to recognize is that comedians are insightfully, a good joke makes you think. Mm-hmm. You don't have to agree with it, but it makes you think. Like, there are some masterful comedians that, of course, they joke about dark, fucked up stuff. Yeah. But they do it in this way that they're not just making a shitty statement and being like, haha, I'm joking. It's really cleverly done.
Yes.
And I think that's, you get someone on social media and they just make a really like fucked up quote unquote joke, but it's not a joke. You're like, you didn't make a joke. There was nothing funny about this. There was no punchline. There was no insightful observation that you made. Literally, you just said, fuck yourself, you whore. You know what I mean? Like something like that. And you're like, that's not, that wasn't
It's just
funny.
pigpiling on someone about nothing. It's just like, fuck you, you're stupid. Let me, whatever. I feel like truly like amazing comedy, and the people that I look up to are brilliant writers. Like,
yes.
Right, like people that are great writers, people that can take a simple moment that you don't even realize that you are experiencing and everyone is experiencing and articulate it, and then laugh about something so ridiculous about the fact that we are doing this.
Yeah.
That unifies us and makes us feel normal. That's fucking comedy, and that's what makes that's what I want to do, and that's what I look up to. And that's like, I feel like when I'm experiencing something and then I think of a joke that I heard that someone told, like, that's what I fucking love. And, and it makes you feel less alone, and it makes you laugh, and it makes you kind of like embrace the ridiculousness of the human experience.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Like that, I could not have put that better myself. That was, yes. I completely agree. And yeah. And there are really funny, masterful jokes. Like, there have been funny jokes on social media that have made me laugh. And they were totally at my expense. Right. Where they're joking, but it was well done, where I'm like, oh, that was actually hilarious. That happened recently. I posted a picture, and it was, a scantily clad picture, and I put this 90s filter. It looked super 90s. And in my head, when I was posting it, I was trying to think of something with Clarissa Explains It All, because it kind of had that sort of look to it. But I couldn't think of anything good, so I just posted it, and I was like, 90s filter. And someone did comment on it, and it was totally a joke at my expense. And it was basically saying, like, oh, like, if Clarissa explains it all, you know, gave it all up to be a stripper or something like that. Something like that, and it really made me laugh. And I commented back, like, ha, 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 that was really funny.
Right.
I was trying to think of a Clarissa explains it all joke, and I couldn't. Like, well done. I think that they really were trying to insult me, but it was they deleted the joke right afterwards, and I was like, okay.
But that's like roast jokes can be funny. Like that's a roast. Like roast jokes can be hilarious.
Yes.
Like anyway, so we have talked so much before we even gotten to the first question that I always ask, and I've asked you a million times. Do you think that there is another best piece of advice you've ever received that's coming to your mind today?
I had one this morning, and it's driving me freaking crazy that I can't remember what it was. But there was one. Anyway, but I do have another one. But the one in my head, there was one that I was thinking of this morning that was like, this is perfect. And then I just forgot because I have period brain. You're welcome, every man who's listening. You're like, Jesus Christ, lady, shut up.
Have you ever had sex with someone and you're like, oh my God, I'm so wet right now? And then it turns out that it was your period and it's so fucking embarrassing.
Absolutely.
It is so embarrassing.
Absolutely.
Or they're like, oh, actually, it's because I came. And you're like,
And you're like, oh no.
and you're like, yeah.
I haven't had that one. That would be a new one. But yes, 100% where I'm like, this feels, and then period everywhere. Nick and I have period sex all the time. Period sex is great.
Period sex is fun.
Yes. And it helps with cramps. It really does.
Really?
Yeah, my cramps are horrendous sometimes. And he's like, well, I'm like, yeah,
It helps with the cramps?
for me it does. I don't know. I don't know if it's supposed to help with them, but it does for
I feel
me.
that my cramps are worse when I'm lying down. So maybe
Really?
movement does help with cramps.
Well, yeah, they say light exercise, like going for a walk and stuff like that, is supposed to help. But sometimes it's bad enough where I'm just like in fetal position, like, ugh.
You know what really helps? Muscle relaxers.
Oh.
Yeah, but I don't have access to them.
I think Ativan is technically
If
a muscle
anyone-
relaxer.
If anyone's listening, no. What is the best?
The best. So
What is the best muscle relaxer you've ever taken? No, what's the best advice you have ever received?
So here's another one I was thinking of, and this is a good one. Take breaks for yourself. Like that's it. No matter what you're doing in life, burnout is a real thing, and life is really short. I'm going back to the life is really short thing because I can't stop thinking about it. But it's so we're on this planet for such a limited amount of time. Don't overwork yourself. Like it's good to have goals and it's good to work hard for things, but you can't forget to take breaks along the way because that actually will end up making you more productive. I think in Japan they have nap pods in a lot of places. Like they can go and take naps. I love that. I freaking love that. I want to be able to take a nap in the middle of the day at work.
It would make sense that someone that's very close to me would be giving you this advice. It's almost as if you said this because you were talking to me.
Well, it's almost as if I spent like almost this whole week with you and I've seen your schedule and I'm like, hey, Natalie.
You need to chill.
Maybe if you just like took a little nap every once in a while when you can. But stop, like taking care of yourself is really important. And it's the whole thing of like, you can't pour from an empty cup, but it's true. If you drain yourself completely, you can't help other people or do the things that are important to you because you're too burned out.
It's so hard.
It's really hard. Trust me, I struggle with it myself. I'm giving that advice to myself as much as like anyone else. It's not easy because and especially when you have a lot to do, you feel guilty for taking breaks. I do.
Well, I feel like I just feel like I have tunnel vision towards my goals, and it's the only fucking thing I want, and it's the only thing that makes me like gives me fucking purpose, and it's like it's all I can think about, and it's all I want to do, and so I just like I'm 24/7 working from the moment I get up, from the moment I go to bed, even if I'm hanging out with someone, it's just all I can think about, and it's like really hard for me to take time for myself.
It is, but then you find yourself overwhelmed and feel like you're on the verge of breakdown. And I'm saying this because this has happened to me, where I've gotten to a point where I'm like, I can't fucking do anything. And then I'll get to a point where I get so overwhelmed because there's so much to do that I just don't do anything and then nothing gets done. And then the overwhelming feeling mounts because I'm just ignoring things because it's like you freeze almost.
But
I've gotten like that.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
What are ways that you've taken time for yourself when you've been like, all right, I'm noticing that like I'm being a workaholic. I literally can't stop working. It's like obsessively unhealthy. What are ways that you've taken time for yourself, and what are things that you do?
Taking walks is a big one for me.
Okay.
I try to get 10,000 steps a day just so I don't. When I'm being sedentary now that I'm working from home. I used to wait tables, so I was on my feet like 8 to 12 hours a day, depending on how many shifts I'd pick up. I was so thin, and I kind of ate whatever I wanted, and then I ended up gaining so much weight because I realized I didn't even think about it. I was like, how did I went to go put a pair of pants on. I was like, oh no, I gained like 12 fucking pounds, and I'm a short person. That's a lot of weight. Thank you. You're so, I love you so much for saying that, but it's frustrating because it's noticeable because I'm small. And it was one of those things where I didn't realize it because I just wasn't thinking about it because I was sitting all the time. So, and my anxiety was starting to get worse and worse and worse and worse. And, you know, granted, it was a pandemic and Nick had been in just a horrible place. So it was a lot happening at the time. But, yeah, taking walks. That was one thing that I started doing about 6 months ago, where I walk for about an hour to an hour and a half every day. If I have to split it up where I just go walk for 30 minutes in the morning and then 30 minutes at night, I'll do that. Whatever I have to do to just go walk. And it's better when it's warm so you can do it outside, but a treadmill works too, even though I hate it. And my anxiety started to get a lot better. My pants started fitting better, and I just started to feel more calm.
What do you do while you're walking?
Usually if it's outside, I try not to be on my phone, but sometimes I do. Sometimes I'm answering messages while I'm walking. It's not really, I know, that's not really taking care of yourself. But when it was summertime and I was walking outside, I would really just try to breathe and like look around and sort of be in the moment as much as I could and notice the wind and that kind of shit, you know?
I feel like I walk my dog and I go to the park and stuff, but I have my phone with me.
Your phone, yeah.
And that's immediately like, I'm fucking making flyers. I'm booking shows. Yep. I'm like, blah. And it's just not.
That's not really time for yourself.
Immediately, it's not. Like, if my phone is present, I am not taking time for myself.
Yeah.
Because my phone is like just a source of work.
Yep.
It's nothing other than that.
No, that's 100% what it is. Whether it's like you said, booking shows or doing emails or making posts or making flyers or answering messages from like. It's just a shit ton of maintenance. It's so much maintenance.
Like waking up every morning and looking at my phone and just seeing like all the fucking texts, all the fucking emails, on top of the social anxiety I feel about how to talk to people. It just makes me want to puke.
Yeah.
I'm not saying not to text or email me. I'm just saying it's a lot.
Just understand that you're not going to be. And you also, that's the other thing too. We're living in an age where we have this thing that people can get in touch with you anytime. And it's hard to realize you don't have to be accessible for everyone all the time. That's an insane way to live. And you can't live that way.
Yeah, I love what Ani says. She's like, it's after business hours. And I'm like, okay. Like, yes. I literally think about that sometimes. Like,
smart.
Last night I was like, okay, it's after business hours. I'm like, all right, it's...
I don't answer texts before 10:30 in the morning.
That's a genius. Just genius.
It's weird because, like, so as a kid, it adds... As a kid, my dad was really... He was really strict, but in high school specifically, my dad was... strict as fuck, and I would get grounded if I didn't respond to his text within 5 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And so no wonder you have so much anxiety about it.
So it adds, like, when I see a text, I'm like, I have to respond and get it out of the way. And I know it's like, it's literally ingrained in my fucking head because, like, I didn't respond 2 minutes. Nat, hello? Nat, come home right now. And I would just be fucking grounded and punished if I didn't if I wasn't immediately responding to my dad. I love my dad. He's apologized for, like, being unnecessarily strict, and like we were living in a really broken household, so like everyone was stressed out.
Right.
However, like I just have like this weird, like, if someone texts me, I feel so much anxiety about needing to respond. I feel like I can't wait hours to respond. I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at just like being like, I can respond whenever I want, but like I have so much anxiety about feeling like I need to respond to people right away, and I know that some of it is from that.
Yes, absolutely. And that will go away the more, because I used to be the exact same way, and I've gotten so much, I still get a little bit like that, but I've gotten so much better about it just slowly as I've set like more boundaries for myself of I don't have to get back to all of these right now, and some of them I don't have to get back to at all, and I just won't, depending on what it is or who it is. Like there are definitely people in my life where I'm like, oh, you're a drain, and I just need to distance myself.
Right.
And it's nothing against that person. It's just you got to take care of yourself. But Yeah, you can. A good thing too is to maybe set time in the day where you're like, okay, I'm going to set aside this 30 minutes to an hour to respond to emails and text messages. And as long as you do it within, I feel like a 24-hour window, I feel like that's reasonable. Like that's for people who like, a lot of business people have that sort of rule with emailing of I will get back to the email within 24 hours. That's my rule.
I've set a precedent with all of my friendships, though, that I'm like this fucking person that's like responding right away. So now that like I'm the last few days, last week, I've trying to like take time for myself. Everyone's like, huh?
Well, right.
Because I've set this precedent of like, I am always available. I am always there. I am always giving myself. And it's just like, and so that when I don't, it's like, did I do something? Or you're not there for me anymore. Or like, it's not fair because I did set an expectation. And it is kind of shitty to just pull away without an explanation. So it's kind of like, I did set up a relationship that is a certain way.
Yes and no. It's also unfair for them to expect another human being to do that. Like, yes, you've done it, but it's their fault for taking advantage as well. So you shouldn't feel too bad. Because like I wouldn't feel it, and it is fair if they're close, especially if they're close friends, to explain it in a way of like, look, I can't be this available to everyone all the time because you also have a lot of people in your life.
Yeah,
like, it's not just like you have one friend. It's like you have friends, you have family. It's a lot of people that want your energy, and you don't necessarily have all the energy to give. And sometimes it's today I don't have the energy to give to these people because I'm going to give it to my dad or whatever it is.
Totally.
And I know that about talking to my dad. There are days when I'm like, I can't call my dad today because I don't have the energy to be on the phone with him for an hour and a half. I'm
emotionally drained.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So, and people that take advantage of someone who's so willing to let people in, I see that happen a lot, especially on social media. You get people who are willing to be cool and be like, hey, and most people are very cool and very respectful. And I'm not necessarily talking about like anyone in particular, but it's just you see people who take advantage of how nice you are with your time.
Right.
So that's something to be aware of as well. Just,
I mean, and to be fair, like I also talk to other people a lot sometimes too. It's not like I'm just like a giver. Like other people are very supportive to me as well.
Of course.
It's just that I'm a mess.
You're not a mess. It's just life. Life goes through ebbs and flows, and sometimes the ebbs or the flows, whichever it is. Which way does it go?
I don't know.
It's a lot.
Which is an ebb? What is an ebb?
An ebb. What's an ebb is when it comes back, right? It's when the water ebbs, it's pulling back. But then a flow is that just when it's going forward? Can it flow back? I sound really stupid right now.
I feel like
I don't know what an ebb or a flow is.
I feel like I like breaking down basic things, even though it makes you sound. People are like, "Yeah, I know what an ebb and flow is." It's like, you do? Well, then fucking explain it, Webster. Is there any advice you feel like you've gotten and it's just like absolute bullshit and just doesn't work?
Ooh.
Just like some popular advice you've gotten is tossed around and just doesn't work.
There is, you know what? There is one that I've seen going around the internet that I actually really very much agree with. I think it's toxic positivity is what they call it, where they're like, you have to be positive all the time. This feeling of because there's a fine line between being too negative all the time. You might be depressed, maybe talk to someone because that's definitely possible. Or being like the people that are chronically positive and trying to be happy constantly and try to push away any negative feelings. Mm-hmm. Negative feelings are a part of being human. Yeah. It's part of the human experience. You can't avoid them. So sometimes you just have to realize, oh, I feel like shit, and I'm just going to have to ride feeling like shit for now because I'm experiencing this negative emotion. It doesn't necessarily mean it's bad.
Right.
Like, you don't have to be positive all the time, and you're not going to, and it's unhealthy and unrealistic to be that positive of a person.
Toxic positivity.
Yeah.
I agree. It's so funny. Like, the first thing I was ever bullied for in 9th grade was being too happy.
Really?
Yeah. I was very different until I got to high school. Like, I was really bullied for being too happy and smiley. And, like, my voice was higher. Everyone, like, made fun of, like, my voice for being, like, really high-pitched and happy. And I, like, purposefully like made my voice lower. Like my friends from musical theater camp in middle school would be like, what the fuck did you do to your voice? Because I would like purposely talk lower and like after that. And like I will never forget, like I would always like hold the door for people and I'd be like, hi, blah blah blah. And like so my fucking weird ass liberal high school, they the first week of the school, we didn't have classes. We had writing and thinking workshop. Okay. So we all sat in a classroom and like wrote about writing prompts for the first week. And we were like in the writing and thinking workshop, and there was this girl, Brittany, and I will never fucking forget this. We're like all sitting, and I don't remember why she said this, but we were like, I guess it's like all like reflective on like your first day of like school. And she's like, I don't know why people are coming up to me and trying to be my friend. Like, if I want to be your friend, I'll come up to you. Like, Natalie came up to me and she's like, hi, trying to be my friend. Like, no, I don't want to be your friend. If I want to be your friend, I'll tell you. And I was like,
this bitch had a really high opinion of herself. God damn.
Because I did that. Like, I would be like, hi, I'm Natalie and I want to be your friend. Like, I came into fucking high school like,
you were
big-eyed and bushy-tailed. Like I was like, hi, I love musical theater, and my name is Natalie, and I also like pop music. Hey, like and then fucking high school was like, no, bitch, we're gonna take you the fuck down. Like I just feel like high school, like if I went to a different high school, I would be a completely different fucking person. That high school just fucking crumpled me into a piece of paper, like fucking this, and was just like I can't even tell you how much my high school experience shaped me and crushed me. I deleted my entire iTunes library because everyone was like, the music you listen to is fucking dumb. And I was like, all right, well, I like Animal Collective now. Like, I just, It was crazy. It was crazy. I threw out all my shirts. I was like, Mom, we're going to PacSun. Like, it was crazy. But I just like that experience of like people like it's funny that you say that about like toxic positivity.
Yeah.
It's like that it was just so weird the way people do respond to people that are overly nice. It is eerie though. Like it is an eerie thing. Like it is uncomfortable for people. I just like can't even. I went home and I was so mad at my parents. I was like, you guys never told me that I sucked.
Okay, see this, I feel like this
it's different. I know it's different. But it's like there is like something about people that are too happy or like they fake or like push it down. It's different, but there is something that's like everyone's carrying so much negativity that like we can't. This is the world that we live in.
This is the world that we live in. Yes. No, I feel like that's definitely, I don't think that you sucked. And I don't think being a happy, nice person is toxic positivity at all. I think that's a different thing. I think that you were just a really sweet girl and life crushed you, and that's sad because that's what happens to most people, and it's horrible. I hate watching that shit happen. You're just like, oh, everything you like is stupid, and you're like, oh. I went through a fair of that amount of that myself, like growing up in school, but I was like the opposite. I was super, super quiet.
Yeah.
Super nerdy. I was constantly reading. That's all I did. I just read books. I used to get in trouble in math class for reading under the table. I used to get in trouble. Like reading was such a part of me that people who I would run into years later, like friends of the family or like my cousin's friends or whatever, would be like, hey, are you still reading all the time? Like they would just ask me that, and I'm just like, yes. Like I read any fantasy thing I get my hands on. If it had like fairies or wizards, I was in. Anything like that. I was ridiculously nerdy. And I definitely got bullied and made fun of for that a lot. But I think it pushed me the opposite way, where I just became kind of like freakishly myself, if that makes sense. Like I went the way of, well, if I'm a weirdo, I'm just going to be a fucking weirdo then. Right. And so I became one of those, I don't want to say rebel. That sounds really fucking cheesy. But you know what I mean? Like kind of.
Yeah.
Like I went that route.
Because you're just like, I'm being rejected, so I'm like going to embody this.
Yeah. Right. And I was like, there's no point trying to be friends with people who are shitty to me and there were a lot of those fucking people, especially growing up in Hawaii. I'm very white. I'm very pale. And that didn't work out in my favor so well there. Like, I got called a stupid Howley a lot. My first day of high school, I was
What does
walking.
that mean? What is this? What is that?
Howley
word?
is just a derogatory term for
Oh, you
a white
talked about
person,
that on my-
basically.
yeah.
And so I remember walking around my first day of high school, and they're like, "Stupid fucking Howley," and I was like, "Well, I was born here, but cool, thanks."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's one of those. It was like one of those sort of things. And then I started skipping school a lot and smoking a lot of weed, so that was great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. It's just those experiences I feel like really shape. Like
They
I
do
feel like
shape you a
people are
lot.
always like, "Oh, what happened with your parents? Like your parents must have been fucked up." It's like, yeah, but also like those developmental years, like in school and all of that stuff. Those are like really important experiences that like shape who you are as well. Like that's. I seriously feel like those moments are overlooked. And like when you meet someone, like when you go on a date, when you get to know someone, you're like, tell me about your family. But I always ask them like, what were you like in high school? Like I want to know what you were like as a kid. Like what
good
like
idea.
it's just like that's so much of who you are too.
Absolutely. Oh my God. I didn't even think to ask somebody dating that, like, what were you like in high school? Although it is fascinating to find out or see old pictures. I love seeing old pictures of Nick in high school. He's such a cute dork.
Did he read about wizards and fairies too?
No, he didn't read. He was not a reader. But
You had to teach him?
no, he's I'm like, this is a picture book. We'll start with this. This is Dr. Seuss.
Is he good with his vowels?
Sometimes
I
why,
love Nick. I love Nick.
I know, this is really funny.
I'm gonna calmly uncrumple this paper with my notes. Who do you typically go to for advice?
Oh gosh. Honestly, just friends that are close to me.
Yeah.
Or Nick. I lean on Nick a lot for that kind of stuff.
He's
like,
good.
A lot. He's really good
He's
with
good.
advice. He's also a very no nonsense guy. Like he's the kind of person that will so like when we did Jim and Sam, I was obviously very excited about it. He's listening back and he's like, "We need to get you in speech classes or something."
Why?
Because he says, and I don't think it has anything to do with speech classes. I don't think that's going to help. I think it just takes me a little while to get comfortable in new environments. And because I've only been on Jim and Sam once, and I think this time it's also a little bit intimidating. So there's a little bit, and I'm just an anxious person in general. I've had a lot of anxiety since I was young. And so it's a new experience for me. So he thought that I wasn't speaking with as much confidence as I should, and I wasn't talking enough. That's what he said. He said I sat there too quietly. But he's very blunt when he gives advice. Like, he will tell you probably what you don't want to hear, which in some ways can be good, but it's kind of hard to be with a partner like that sometimes because it's your partner and you don't
Well, okay.
always want to hear it from them.
I feel like you're not going to be perfect on every single thing. I've never walked away from a podcast and gone, you know what? Everything I did on that podcast was absolutely perfect.
Right?
Mwah. Like, absolutely never have I done that.
No, me neither.
And I think that, like, when you're in a new environment like that, it's like you definitely want to err on the side of not over speaking.
Right. I
You
always
know?
get nervous that I'm going to be talking too much.
Right.
And people are going to be like, God, this bitch never shuts up. Like, I always feel like that. Oh, so yeah.
I think it's just like, it's time. It's like, you definitely, I mean, I think I always think that when you give someone advice or when you tell someone how you really feel, that's like doing them a favor, and that's coming from caring about them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he is. And he does it, he just doesn't do, he's very harsh. And I think he sometimes doesn't realize how harsh he is. And he'll be like, that's just how I am. I'm like, all right, well, you kind of sound like an asshole. Like, I love you and your advice is good, but you sound like a dick. And it's not all the time. Like, it's, sometimes he can give good, what is it? See, my brain just doesn't, it loses words all the time.
No, he does give good advice.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I've come over and I've like spilled my like troubles to you guys, and Nick has been like, I've been like, wait, Nick.
You have to.
Nick, you got to listen to this one. I need a little feedback over here. Nick, come back from the TV. I need a little Nick in this. I need a little advice from you.
And
He's good. He's good.
He is. And he'll tell it to you straight. So you know that he's not sugarcoating it for you. And that is good.
Have you ever gotten advice for a situation and taken it and you're like, wow, that was fucking horrible advice. Fuck that person that gave it to me. Fuck you. I shouldn't have taken your goddamn stupid ass advice.
Ooh, that is a good question. Oh my gosh. I have to think about that. Yeah. Yes.
I mean,
kind of.
It's definitely happened to me.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest ones, and I don't know if this is necessarily advice or if I just took this and was like, well, this is what I have to do now. I've been married once before. I was like 20 when I got married the first time. And it was because I was trying to go to college and I couldn't get the loan, like I can't remember if it was unsubsidized loans, whichever the loan was, because my dad wasn't going to pay for college or really help me with college. And I was trying to work, but I couldn't afford to pay for it. And I was trying to get whatever the loans were that had lower interest rates that I could get, but I wasn't eligible because I was under 24. And I kept being like, well, how do I be eligible for that? And they told me I could either have a kid or get married or like show that I had no interaction with my parents. And I was like, well, I mean, my dad's not perfect, but I'm not like, fuck you.
Right.
Like, I did that once for a year. It was rough. And so I was like, well, I guess I'll get married. And so again, it's not really advice because they weren't like, it kind of was. They were like, these are the things that you can do. And I took the advice and I did get married so that I could go to college, and it lasted 6 days, and I got married to a fucking gross monster. So, there's that. That was one of the bigger mistakes of my life.
Yeah.
I regret that one very much.
At least it wasn't a week.
It's true. It was under a week. We didn't actually get divorced for like 8 months, but we broke up, and I was living with another guy, and there was no reason we should have gotten married. Immediately after, I started seeing someone else, and he started seeing someone else.
Did you have like a full-on wedding?
Yes. Oh, yes. And that's why when I married Nick, we eloped. Excuse me. And I didn't fucking tell anyone. I was like, no one gets to know this time. Because the first time we were trying to elope, because I was like, I'm just doing this for school. I don't want this to be a thing. And then the woman who I hired that was going to marry us or whatever, she was a friend. She told my fucking stepmom. I guess I should have been like, hey, don't tell anyone. But also, we were eloping. Why would you tell anyone?
Right.
She told my stepmom. My stepmom was like, what? Told my whole family, and everybody's like, you can't elope. You have to have a wedding. And so it turned into this big thing of like, first of all, I can't afford this. So, and then everyone chipped in and they all paid for it. And then leading up to the wedding, we wanted to break up. We should have broken up, but I felt obligated to go through with it because people were flying in just for the day. People had put all this money into this wedding that I didn't want to have. And so I ended up going through with something that I shouldn't have. Literally, we talked to the woman who married us. She wasn't a minister, whatever she did to get ordained, probably on the internet. She's like a very spiritual kind of lady. We were like, hey, can you not send the marriage certificate? And she was like, oh, sorry, I already did. Like, it was that fast where afterwards we were like, oh, fuck.
Were you like, can you guys just put this money towards my college?
I should have done that. I was like, just give me the money for
crazy.
school. Yeah, it was fucking horrible. And that was also when I used to be really, I'm still kind of that way, but I'm getting a lot better about being really meek about stuff. I should have just said, no, I love you guys, but also fuck you. We're not having this wedding.
Right.
Like that was on me for letting it happen.
No, but it's hard. It's so hard when
hard to tell your family.
everyone's so excited and people get like this about weddings. They're flying out.
It's a whole thing. My cousin's like, well, I'm flying out just for the day. He had like gone off he was in helicopter mechanic school. And he's like, I'm coming just for the day. You better get married. Like, I remember I'm actually saying that. And I was like, God fucking damn it.
So funny because I was engaged and it was the opposite. Like everyone, my mom didn't want me to get married. Like
Wow.
it was the total opposite.
She's like trying to talk you out of it at every turn. She's like, so Natalie,
She's like,
once you get married, you stop having sex.
she's like, the ring it doesn't look like you.
That's kind of a big, a big deal.
This doesn't look like something you would wear.
Hey, that's important. The ring is supposed to embody the bride. If you don't know her well enough to know what kind of ring she would like, probably shouldn't get married.
Did you return the original ring?
No, I pawned it years later.
I don't.
It was a piece
He
of- I
didn't
got-
ask the ring for the ring
No,
back?
he didn't. It was a piece of shit ring. I got $50 at the
That's
pawn shop.
it?
Yes, it was not a nice ring.
Was it a diamond?
It was, and this is how well he didn't know me. I don't like gold at all, really. I don't like
Yeah.
gold jewelry. I mostly wear like silver or white gold. And it was white gold and yellow gold, like wrapped together. And it had three little tiny diamonds, like little tiny ones. They were very tiny. It wasn't like Wasn't like one like when you look at it, you wouldn't think, oh, engagement ring.
Men think it's okay to do so fucking little. They think it's okay to do so fucking little. So little. Literally so fucking little. No.
I legitimately don't care how big the diamond is. Like,
Why?
I don't. Because it's not, to me, it's more about the person.
I said that too. I said that too. But you know what? That's actually a reflection of the person, you know? Like, that's a reflection of the person. And it's not like I was always like, I don't care about money. I don't care. And like, I lived with a guy that was 37 and we're living in my mom's basement together. Like, I was like, I don't care about money. I just love him. And we were in love. But at the same time, it's a reflection of him and what he's doing with his life and what he's working towards. And like, it's a reflection of his ability to love me enough and prioritize putting money aside and caring and saying, I'm going to wait until I've put enough money and saved enough money to do this. Like, at the same time, it is a reflection of who they are.
I absolutely do get what you're saying, but I would there's like, I feel like there's a line. 100%. You don't want to be with a guy who's fucking bumming it and you're like, well, but I love him, and then he drags your entire life down.
Right.
Because I see that happen a lot, and you're like, okay, dude. But I would rather, like, if you find someone that you meet that you are both pushing each other to be better people and better versions and reach for more things and, you know, live and build an actual life together.
Sure.
To me, it's more another reason why paying for a wedding I just didn't want to do, because I would rather take that money and use it towards building our lives together, down payment for a house, whatever it is that we need to do, or building a nest egg so that we have a future together. So, and I kind of feel the same way about a ring. I'm not necessarily saying that you have to like get a small piece of shit ring, but I would rather you not overspend on something that this was free, which is like incredible, but I would rather you not overspend on something that, like,
what do you mean it was free? 5-finger discount?
No. No, Nick designed this for me, but he got it because when he was working for Maria Menounos as her producer, he was also making sales calls, and one of them was to Shane Co., which is this ring company. And he had bought me like a placeholder promise ring that was just like, it was like an $80 pearl ring. But I love it. It's such a pretty ring. But he had gotten me that as like a placeholder, like probably like one day I'll get you a ring, like one of those situations. And they were trying to work with him on like, we want to send Maria a free ring. And Maria was like, yeah, I mean, she had a lot of money. She wasn't really worried too much about it.
Right.
So he told them the story of like, oh, you know, I bought my girlfriend this ring and blah. And they heard the story and they're like, oh, we want to give you a ring. So basically they designed it, and he proposed to me on her last show on live on Sirius XM.
That's cute. I never asked you how you proposed.
Yeah, it was. I have a recording of it, and Maria has a picture on her Instagram, and I was just funny. I was just looking at it.
Were you surprised?
I was. I cried.
You did?
I did. I absolutely
See, it's
did.
only a good proposal if you cry.
It's only yes. He cried. It was very sweet.
He cried?
Yeah, he cried at our wedding too.
No.
This was the day that he did it. And I know no one else can see it. It's a podcast, and I'm sorry, you guys, but it's a picture of
you guys
all
are
of us
wearing
together.
like Hawaii things.
Yeah, they brought leis for us. It was a whole thing. They had champagne. Like it was a big deal. And so I probably wouldn't have a ring if it wasn't for this. But I'm more happy to be with someone who's like really like.
But that's what I'm saying. That's thoughtful. That's
very
like,
thoughtful.
It doesn't that's like even if he didn't have the money, he put everything into that.
Yes.
He literally like he went on Sirius XM. He got the leis. He got like the design this beautiful ring. Like he put so much thought into that. And it's like, and he knew exactly what you liked. Like he designed that based on the things that you like.
It is absolutely perfect. I have always wanted a black like center stone ring.
Aww.
I fucking love it.
Aww. So yeah, it's like I feel like
that's the kind of stuff that's important.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not as straightforward as just like, because at the same time, if Nick just was rich and dropped 40 grand on a ring and you were like, yeah, I like this type of ring, and he's like, all right, and drop that much money on it, that would kind of suck.
Right. It doesn't feel the same.
You can't just buy someone's affection, or even if he just like, it has to have like thought and heart going into it, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. And exactly, if he had spent $40,000 on a ring that I liked, but also came up with like an insane, awesome very thoughtful way to propose, then that's different too, you know?
Right.
You're right. Yeah. Intention.
It's funny because all right, we have to wrap up, but I want to tell the story really quickly because it's so similar. My ex, he did this thing for my birthday. He didn't have a lot of money and he wanted to do something nice. So he got us a really nice room at the Ace Hotel. Really nice room, sweet, like beautiful room. It was for, I think, maybe my 25th birthday, right? Beautiful room. I had a great time, blah, blah, blah. I loved it. We loved each other. The thing is, I wish he didn't do this because he genuinely could not afford this.
Oh, no.
And after he, like, got this room and, like, that was what we did for my birthday. Is like, we went to the Ace Hotel and then we, like, went out to dinner. He literally was so broke after doing this that, like, I had to pay for parking. Like, he was just...
Oh, he overextended himself.
He overextended himself to the point where it was like, I wouldn't have wanted you to do this. I wouldn't have wanted you to... and then it was, like, months after of him just struggling financially because of this. And it was just like, it means the world to me that, like, you did this and you wanted to make me happy this way. But also at the same time, I would not have wanted you to do this. Like, we didn't have to go anywhere.
Right.
Like, so, and it's like, you could have made me a collage. You could have written me like, you could have, it's when I say that, like, it's about the thought. It's about, like, you could have done so, like, you don't have to
spend money for it to be special.
Yes.
Yeah. Like,
exactly.
he could have made you dinner at home. Like, how sweet is that you took fucking 2 hours to make me this awesome dinner?
Right.
Like, that's a sweet thing.
And,
yeah.
like, it was a really nice time that we got to stay there. And, like, I'll remember that forever. But at the same time, like, I felt so guilty for months after. I had to support him for a while after because it was, like, it was just... It sucked.
See, so that's the thing. You're going to remember that forever. But then you also remember how shitty it was forever, too. The aftermath of being like, oh, no, that was really bad afterwards.
Right. Like, we wanted to get salads the next day. And he's like, can you get my salad? And I'm like,
oh, no. That sucks. You're like, that was really sweet, but this is terrible.
That's like the most emasculating sentence I've ever heard. Can you get my salad?
At least he didn't ask you to toss his salad.
I did that too. All right. I feel like let's end this with, so I always like to, we're both beautiful and I'm not afraid to say it. We are beautiful and we get some weird fucking shit in our DMs. We really do. And I've got this one guy, he's been sending me pictures and videos and stuff. And, I've accumulated them over time, and I want to show them to you and see what you think.
Oh, I can't wait. This is going to be so fun. Okay.
Boy, it's a lot.
Oh.
I guess we should start. Yep. All right, here we are. Well, happy Friday.
Okay. So he's sending you
A little pictures
of the beach.
Cheers to the weekend, Natalie.
He didn't capitalize
I was just about to say
that bothers me for some reason. I'm like, dude.
Well, first, do you think he's attractive?
He's not a bad looking guy. He's not, maybe not my type, but he's not a bad looking guy at all. Like, I don't look at him and go, oh, this guy's like gross.
Is he like 44?
He's a bit
older.
out of my age range.
That's
so
the
I also
thing,
will say this. I've talked about on this podcast that I like older guys and stuff like that. But to be honest, I know I need to, if I'm going to start my life with someone, it needs to be realistic and it needs to be in my age range.
Yeah.
It does.
And that's
it
fair.
It really does.
That's fair.
But okay. Let's proceed.
Oh, Natalie.
Okay.
Trying to sell you even further on the West Coast and coming to do a show in Vancouver. Look how nice it is.
Vancouver?
Really nice. Come out here. Anyway, have a great Saturday. Last video I send you, I promise. Just trying to lure you out here for a show, that's all.
All right.
Okay.
So we have that. Okay. So he says, hi, I've never spoken to this person before. These are just, he sent me some messages.
Right. But you've never actually responded to anything.
Right. And the messages they've sent, I guess I can probably read them. They say, oh, Jesus Lord, August 31st.
Oh, this has been a while.
Because people like to tell artists to come to their city and they never really do because they live in a butt-fuck town, I'm taking a different approach. Vancouver, BC, please don't come here. You are too funny to entertain us and our city is far too beautiful for yet another person to fall in love with and want to move here. So yeah, please don't come, but please do. Then he sent those. He said, doing my best to convince you to move here, to come here. Then he sent that video, which says, last video I'll ever send you, I promise. No response. Then he said, how was Tool? Hope it was awesome. Saw them last time in Vancouver. Hoping to again soon. He knows that I saw Tool because I posted about it on social media.
Yeah.
The autographed vinyl at the shows was a debacle. What a ripoff. Glad they altered prices. Anyway, hope you had a great night. Had this on my phone. Get the set list where I work for shows. That was last Sunday. Okay. Nothing. Then,
really persistent.
Then, when he said it was the last video, it was a lie because today, right before we started recording at 1:46, I was lucky enough or unlucky enough to receive another video and another message saying, he said, have a great weekend. Hope it's sunny and beautiful where you are. Let's check out this video.
Oh, boy.
Oh, hello, Natalie. Just me again.
That sounded like a serial killer the way he said
Oh,
that.
hello, Natalie. Just me again. I just want to wear your skin and then use your hair as hair plugs. I've been meaning to get rid of a few grays. And I also like your collection of leather and jean jackets. Maybe the Carhartt would look nice on me, too.
He's also like always by the forest.
He's
which is
always.
Why are you trying to lure me into the forest?
Your body would look lovely in this lake. I'm trying to lure you in here. He literally says lure.
Ignore the fucking cement that I have mixing back here. You're like, oh, God.
Natalie, just me again. Trying to showcase the West Coast to encourage you to come out here to do a show. That's how beautiful it is. Pretty nice. But anyway, it's not like you can do a show here on the beach. But, I mean, if you did, it'd be pretty awesome. But anyway, have a great weekend.
If you did a show out on the beach, it would be pretty hot, he says. Right? Am I hearing?
I think he said awesome. I thought he said hot at first.
Say this
but
again.
it's
Can we
awesome.
hear this again? I like he says, hello, Natalie. It's me again.
He sounds like a serial killer the way he said that in the beginning. You're like, holy shit, dude.
What is he?
But anyway, have a great weekend. Do a show here on the beach. But, I mean, if you did, it'd be pretty awesome. But anyway, have a great weekend.
What did he say?
It sounded like he said hot, but then I thought it sounded like he said awesome. I can't fucking tell.
Pretty nice. But anyway, it's not like you can do a show here on the beach. But, I mean, if you did, it'd be pretty awesome. But anyway, have a great weekend.
Did he say hotsome?
It's almost like he's saying both. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it does sound like
It's like
he's saying both.
awesome.
It'd be pretty awesome.
He meant to say hot and it came out as awesome.
Also, yeah, it like his accent. Yeah, like you said, it could be his accent.
So, Xia, I just want to know what you make of all of this.
You know what it is? We live in a very interesting time where people who are in the public eye, there's different like levels of celebrity now, and there's people who have fun, but it's so much more interactive. Like now there are these people that people think are attainable, I guess, because they have social medias that they can read and reply to, and it's not like it's someone like Scarlett Johansson, who I don't even think she has social media, but someone at that level where they have social media and you know they have someone running it. They're not replying to anyone.
Right.
It's nothing, it's nothing like that. They get these people where it's like, oh, I can message them and they might actually see it.
Mm-hmm.
And so they get it into their head that they're going to somehow get a relationship with you. I think that's why he's trying to get you out there, because he's sending you these messages. He's talking to you. He mentioned you moving out there after falling in love with the city. So like he probably has this fantasy in his head of, I'm going to get Natalie to come out here and play a show, and she's going to like me, and she's going to want to move to Vancouver for some reason. And you guys are going to start a life together. Like I think people really get this kind of stuff in their head. Like they really think that they're going to find a way to be with you.
You don't think this is just like it's funny to him to do this? Like you don't think it's like, haha, I sent this stuff. Like,
I'm a guy now.
There you go.
I'm sure if you went and did a show there, he would say thank you and then move along promptly. I'm sure he wouldn't linger or anything weird or anything else.
Well, do you think he's like, she's probably not going to come, but I'll do this anyway?
I mean, he doesn't have anything to lose by sending that message. You know what I mean?
That's
it's
true.
not like even you like playing it on the podcast. It's not like that's gonna like affect him. He wasn't like
By himself
Yeah.
in the forest.
He might drown. He might drown himself.
He's going to be, I wonder if you'll get any more messages after this, because you've given him attention now in this way. So I'm curious if he'll.
What concerns me is what's interesting to me with this one and from the last episode, I also played someone who has been sending things over a 6 month, 8 month period of time. I mean, this is not just like one message.
Yeah.
This is someone that's committed and like has, and I've said before on this podcast, like, if they're sending me a DM, they're sending other people DMs. And I felt that way. But then if I apply that to videos, I'm like, wait, is he sending like other like people these videos? He probably is. And so he's like, just picture this, you guys. Picture him making that video. He finishes and sends it. Then he goes on to the next comedian that he's like wants to message. He goes, hey, Carly, check out Vancouver. It's beautiful here. Would love to book you on a show. Sends that one. Then he's like, hey, Rachel, check out Vancouver. Like, is it like that?
Maybe.
Is it like that?
I think so with a lot of
Yeah.
guys, I think it's a numbers game.
He also put your name in the actual, like, one of those videos, so it's very personalized and
is.
says your name. So, I mean, it seems very specific.
It is, but it's like he can do that over and because the way he send those videos, they're not like he didn't record it on his camera roll and send it. He recorded it in the app, and they go away after you watch it twice.
Ah.
It was like those. That's why it's like a screen recording.
I see. Okay. Interesting. So he could be doing that to a bunch of people. You're right. And that is a guy thing to do. Like, it's a numbers game. They shoot their shot and hope that someone says yes, because if they do it to enough people, someone's bound to say something.
But when it's that extreme, when it's like videos and stuff like that, I wonder.
I've never gotten a video. I've gotten people that try to call me. Like, where on Instagram, you can call people, and I'll go every once in a while, I'll go through my message requests, and it's always some guy from the Middle East or sometimes some other random people, and they like actually try to make like I'm gonna answer it and be like, hello, strange person on Instagram. It's so weird. That's weird, but I've never gotten a video.
Do you get audio messages?
Yes, sometimes.
You do?
Yes, I've gotten a couple of those. Not a lot, but a couple. Wow. Yeah.
It's really like I'm inspired by Usama because I was being really kind to the last person. And he was like, no, these people are objectifying you.
Yeah.
And they are being shitty. This guy didn't say anything about like my parts. However, like this is not the way you talk to a person. Like, imagine, like, this is not the way you treat someone that you see on your level of human, right? Like, if I saw you as an equal, like, right, live by the golden rule, treat others the way you want to be treated. And I don't know if this man wants to be treated this way.
To be like, hey, that's the problem is he actually might. If you're like, hey, come out here, I'm trying to get you to, he'd be like, yes.
Sure, sure, but does he really?
The problem is it's not the same for guys and girls. I think that's the thing that guys have to realize. For girls, it's not safe. Like, it just isn't safe. It's not safe to fly across the country and meet a random weird guy.
Lake?
Or by a lake, by a forest that he's trying to lure you into. So it's like guys get offended.
I'd love to meet you by the lake.
Yeah, like you can't. I can't meet some strange guy I don't know from the internet. That is how people get murdered. And women have to think about that a lot. Like, that's a regular thing we have to keep in mind. Even when it comes to online dating. When I was on Tinder, I would only meet guys in public places, and I was really careful because you don't fucking know.
And it's also this weird thing. It's like, I don't know anything about you. So what happened was you decided, I want that one, so I should have that one. Who are you? I don't know jack shit about you.
Exactly.
So just because you decided, hi, I'm a dude with a fucking cock and I want that one, that should be enough.
Right.
I don't know anything about you. I don't know your name. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you do. I don't know your astrological sign. I don't know anything about you. So it's this perspective that guys have where they're like, and women do it too. I just don't really get it from women.
Right.
I get it sometimes, but it's very rare that they're like, oh, hi, I want that one. And because I want that one, I will decide that. There's no type of like, there's no humanity in it. They don't see you as a person. It's like you're a stuffed animal on a shelf and a little kid is like, I want the bear. It's like that.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And well, and also he's a lot of the times these people send stuff like that from a private Instagram account. So you can't, I mean, he at least has his face in there, I guess, but it's like these people message you. And I've gotten a comment, and the guy said it in this interesting way. I don't know if it's the same guy, but a couple guys have said it, where, oh, you shouldn't have told people about your husband because then we could simp on you way harder, or like you're ruining the illusion of we could get you. And it's interesting because I guess people really do think that. And I wasn't offended by that. It's, first of all, I don't know how you hide a whole marriage. That's a weird thing to do. I don't know how or why I would do that, but it is interesting to see. Like, it didn't bother me where I looked at it and I was like, oh, fuck this guy. But it was just like an interesting insight of like, oh, a lot of these guys really do think they have a chance. Like, they really do think that they're going to get
You
this
don't
woman.
even live in New York.
Yeah.
You think, I'm sorry, do you think I'm going to drop my entire career and life path for your gray hairs and shallow lake?
I mean, full balls will make a guy think a lot of crazy things.
Full balls.
He needs to jerk off is what he needs
Yeah.
to do.
It's just like, yeah, if you are about to send a DM, jerk off first.
Yes. Or make a comment.
And it's also like, I don't know. So the thing is this, like, say you do see a woman and you're attracted to her, like, that's fair. You're like, I want that one. I get that. Like, I see that when I see a guy. I'm like,
Yeah.
I want that one. That is fair, right? That is a fair thought to have. That's like, that's being horny. That's being an animal, a human. That's right. That's part of human nature. But the way you approach it is like, hey, I think you're really attractive. I'd like to learn more about you. Like, I'd like to get to know you. If you're interested in that, let me know. That's what you do. You don't just fucking bombard them with bullshit.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And your chances of actually getting someone go up exponentially when you do treat them like a human being.
Right?
When you treat them like, no one wants to be treated like an object. It's unless that's your thing, but that's a niche thing. Anyway.
It is a niche thing. Okay, so here's what I want to do.
Yes.
So yeah, this has been so much fun. Probably my most honest episode yet.
Really?
Yes.
Yay.
So it's funny because I really love, as everyone knows, I love astrology. I love tarot cards. I love oracle decks. The difference between an oracle deck and a tarot card deck is tarot card decks are like a very specific set of cards. Oracle decks can be any amount of cards. They can say anything on them. They kind of give the artist freedom,
Okay.
right? So you can pick a card and it doesn't have to be like the emperor, the high priestess, the whatever. It's like kind of the artist that makes it gets to decide, right?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Oh, yes, I think so.
So it's just sort of like it's like a tarot deck, but it's more broad.
Yes, I think I understand.
Okay.
Okay.
So I have been collecting tarot decks and oracle decks. I love the art. I love everything about it. And I haven't really been pulling cards, and I haven't really been doing anything around my spirituality at all in the last 8 months. And I want to revisit that because I feel like it aligns with the core of who I am. And I feel like it is part of my self-care. And like, I know that there's all this judgy bullshit about it. And regardless of if you believe in it or not, same with astrology, I find that it's a really good vessel for self-reflection.
Okay.
I think that's something that would be
like
fun to do at the end of my podcast.
Yes.
Sometimes would be to pull a card from this oracle deck. And I kind of want to see, is this going to encapsulate the energy of the podcast?
Oh, I like this.
Is this card going to reflect the energy that we just like put into this room, or is this card just going to be something totally random? I think it would be a fun way to close this podcast.
Okay, let's do it. All right.
This is the Iris deck. I actually, my ex got it for me. My ex before the last one got it for me on a first date.
Wow. Did he know you well? How amazing that he just guessed that that's like.
We texted first.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
How-
You know what? This guy's good. That's.
He
That's not bad.
He set the bar high. He did, and then whatever. Then the bar dropped. But
It happens.
isn't that a good first date move? If
That is a
anyone's-
great first date
anyone's
move.
listening? Wow. Wow,
Ooh.
that camera angle is sexy as fuck.
That is fucking awesome.
And like how this kind of looks like a pussy.
It kind of does.
It's a rainbow pussy.
And the hands look like they're stroking it.
That says I love you inside.
Aw.
This is when all the men have stopped watching.
Everyone's like, all right, I'm done.
If you didn't stop watching, then thank you, because this is when Xia and I are about to start fucking. No,
Dude, the hand fetish community is gonna be all in on this.
they are, right?
That's so funny.
Okay, Xia, I'm gonna let you shuffle the cards.
Oh, okay. So do you shuffle it like
however
regular,
you want.
regular
However you want
cards?
to shuffle them.
I feel like they're kind of big. Can you do like that kind of
Do
shuffling?
whatever you want.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. These are big. I don't want to ruin them though.
There's no such thing.
Okay.
Isn't that so sweet that he brought an oracle deck to our first date?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. All right. Are we shuffled?
Yes.
Should we cut the deck?
We'll cut
What's
the
your
deck.
favorite number? Between 1 and 10.
I don't know if I've never had a favorite number.
God damn it.
I know. I'm sorry.
3. Okay. All
Three,
right.
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Piles. And then we'll put them back together. Okay. All right. Let's see. No bull. Wow. Fuck yeah.
You know what? That really does. I feel like this was a whole podcast full of no bullshit, right?
No bull.
Like-
Let's see. It really was a podcast of no bullshit. All right. No bull. This card wants to confront you with those little white lies you might feed yourself or accept from other people. It's time to get rid of all that bull. This card is as stubborn as it gets. And if you don't look at these little falsehoods right now and try to move around this card, it's not moving.
That was actually, I'm impressed. I'm actually impressed by that.
Xia, where can people find you?
On Twitter and Instagram, if you want to follow me there, it's at Xia_land. It's spelled XIA_LAND. And pretty much Zealand everywhere. It's XIALAND, all one word, on YouTube, on Twitch, and on OnlyFans. If you want to support me there and see some boobs and other stuff, it's very helpful. It's very helpful. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I've got Unqualified Experts that Natalie has been on a number of times. Everybody loves when she's on. So that's on YouTube. Check that out. And yeah. pretty much
Awesome.
it.
And I'm just going to grab this. I don't know if you noticed this little beautiful Nintendo sitting in the corner looking for a home. I am doing a giveaway on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Natalie Cuomo, on March 20th. I am giving this to a random subscriber. All you have to do is just check out the stream, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, March 20th, twitch.tv/Natalie Cuomo. As always, follow, like, subscribe, youtube.com/Natalie Cuomo. I'm on Instagram and all the other platforms at Natalie Cuomo_. Xia and I have some cool things in the work together. If you like us together, if you like
we
this
do.
podcast, we are working on some collaborative projects and we are super excited. So thank you guys for watching. I love you all so much. Bye.